Happy breakfast day. Brexit. Happy Brexit day. Breakfast on the mind. Yeah. Yes. Every day I have eggs, bacon, black pudding, sausages and mushrooms for breakfast. I do actually. Every day. Anyway. Do they know it's Brexit time at all? Da 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 da. Yeah, well there you go. We've done it. Bloody hell. Well, the battle is won, but the war has just begun. Okay. And I've been inundated this morning on Twitter with people saying, "Oh, absolute, complete and utter meltdown." You know, just a complete and absolute utter meltdown from the Remainers, and they're coming up with all sorts of things like, you know, and a vassal state of America is one of the ones, the favourite ones at the moment. And we're going to become a vassal state of the US. Trump's going to be our president and everything like that. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not going to be America. And we do have to be worried, actually, to be quite honest. We do have to be very careful. It's not Coca-Cola, it's rice. Yeah, it's China. That's the one. And I think we should start a petition soon, I think, to get this Hawaii thing looked at least, you know, and bring that out into the open, because the 5G in Hawaii thing, I mean, why are we giving them all our information and thing? Because China is not a liberal democracy like the UK is, because what's happening today is as a result of a liberal democracy, and we are one of the earliest liberal democracies, sort of like, or one of the longest lived liberal democracies, and Brexit is a classic thing of democracy. And I know it upsets a lot of people, but democracy only works if the losers accept the result. You know, when we've lost elections and things, which I've done all my whole life most of the time, you just have to accept it, like, you know. But the Remainers still seem to be stuck in the sort of like denial stage, because, you know, the things of grief, you know, sort of like denial, anger, grief, anger, and I don't know the thing, but the last one is acceptance, and that's what you have to do. And democracy works when the losers accept the result, because there'll be another vote, there'll be another issue, there'll be another thing coming along, and basically in a liberal democracy, we can hold our leaders responsible. I.e., if you don't do what we said, you're not in next time. And with modern communications in this sort of like the internet and everything, we do have access to our politicians now. We have got to stay on our politicians, and we've got to tell them and give them feedback all the time about what we think they're doing good and what we think they're doing bad. Okay, and keep that going. And, you know, we don't need dogma. You know, so like, you know, dogmatic sort of like this. The socialists are very, very dogmatic. They have a dogma that they believe in, and there is no escaping it. Like, you know, things like that. Like, you know, now one of the things that China is a result of socialism. Now I know they can do fantastic things like build buildings and everything like that, and they are very, very capable. But they're a very clever bunch, those Chinese. But they're not a democracy. And they have things like social credit over there and everything like that. It's, when I've spoken to people, talked to people quietly from China, they're not really that happy about the thing. The people want to go to a you know, like the Hong Kong people, they want to go to a liberal democracy. And you can bet your bottom dollar that the Chinese government have its fingers into that company Hawaii, you know, Hawaii, I can't pronounce it or whatever it is because it's a foreign language that I can't pronounce. But they have their tentacles right to the top of that thing, because basically it's although they're doing they are allowing free enterprise, but the government has got control over it. They've got a lot more governmental control than we do have in this country. So it's not US, it's China we've got to be wary of. Yeah, US are our friends, and and hopefully, now that the other countries in Europe will see that you can leave Europe, others may follow suit. Well, not leaving Europe, leaving the EU. Yeah, because we're not leaving Europe. Geographically, Britain is exactly the same place where it was yesterday. But we haven't left Europe. We've left the EU, and we still love Verhofstadt, whatever his name is, that idiot yesterday saying they came and rescued us twice and liberated us twice. We never liberated the EU. We liberated Europe. And we'll do that again. Happy Brexit Day.